Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and I finally am getting back into the video swing here. Sorry for the big delay over the summer. It's been a very busy summer, and the summer of waiting till the San Diego Comic-Con. And fortunately, I was able to snag one of these Creature from the Black Lagoon Remco-style figures from NECA. This is the fourth figure in their Remco-style series. This one is the exclusive to SDCC called The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm sure you're pretty familiar with this guy. He is by far and away the best design of all the Universal monsters. Maybe some will disagree with me on that, but I've just loved the Creature from the very first time that I saw him on TV growing up as a kid. Now, of course, this takes after all of the glow-in-the-dark stuff from Remco. Those figures came out in 1980 or so, and were 3 3/4 inch figures. Fortunately, I was able to get a hold of all of the set back in, I don't know when it was the early 90s. And now these things are very, very expensive if you want to get them, especially on the card. So what we're going to do first is going to take a look at this NECA version of it on the card. As you can see, it's got peg holes on the bottom, just like the other figures. Feel like, there we go. And, no accessories necessarily. Certainly not the accessories that you're going to get with the Creature from the Black Lagoon Ultimate figure that they have coming out. Supposed to be in August here, so hopefully no more in a couple weeks. But what you do get is you get this really, really thick card stock. Collector friendly. These are the sorts of things you want to hang on your walls. So you get that, and again, the classic styling of that original card from 1980. Then, of course, if you flip it around, you're going to see all the figures positioned here like they were on the back of the Remco card in the 1980s. Now, this isn't a big surprise since at Comic-Con they revealed that they are doing a version of the glow-in-the-dark Dracula, as well as a glow-in-the-dark version of the Phantom of the Opera. And of course, last year we already got the Mummy, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman. So 4 out of the 6 so far. Hopefully you were lucky to get a hold of one of these Creature figures, unless you were at Comic-Con and you bought one there. They did have it as an exclusive on their site for a couple of days. And you know what? I was really surprised. The Creature was the last exclusive available. That lasted quite a long time that first day. The second day, I just went back in the afternoon and it was gone. But it seemed like it was readily available for collectors if you wanted to get it. So I'm really hoping you can get it. Otherwise, it was, you paid $30 if you ordered it online or got it at the convention. Now, the only chance of getting it, at least for the time being, is to get it on eBay, where you're obviously going to pay a lot more money. So I hope you did. If you didn't, whether this video or not is going to inspire you to make the big investment, I don't know. I'm just telling you, looking at it in the package, I am really, really impressed with it. So as I do with all of these things, I open them and take them out of the package and give you a closer look. Okay, I'm back with the Creature from the Black Lagoon glow-in-the-dark version, the classic Remco-styled version from NECA. This is out of the package, and just quickly show you how I tried to slice this thing down the side to preserve it as much as possible. Didn't have an X-Acto knife on hand, so I don't know, probably mangled it a bit, but I figure if I do want to pop it back into that package, it should look relatively normal. So again, I'm an opener, so you just kind of got to live with those decisions to open those figures and ultimately devalue them. But I don't see any value in them unless I can hold them in my hands and see how cool they are and pose them on a shelf, etc., etc., etc. Now you can see that I have this glow-in-the-dark figure of the Creature posed with the Wolfman, with Frankenstein, and with the Mummy, and they're all of their original NECA figures, which I think are so flippin' cool. I first caught wind of these in a toy magazine. I was probably too cool in the 80s to buy these figures when they were first available, and I caught them when I came to my senses and started collecting toys again, probably in the late 80s, early 90s. So, like I say, fortunately, I was able to get a hold of them, including this glow-in-the-dark creature. Now, as you can see, I don't know if it's sunlight or whatever did that damage. You can see that obviously there's discoloration here. Same thing with the back. Maybe it's just the way whatever material the main torso is made of. But everything else has stayed pretty much luminescent green, much in the way this figure is luminescent green. And that's what I really love about this. It almost looks like it's glowing right now, which obviously you're not going to tell here. Now, I'm going to take, you can check out my previous video I did with these three to show you how much glows. The mummy glows the entire body. Frankenstein, it's the hands, forearms, and his face. And then the creature's the face only. So what I'm going to do here after I go over these, a closer look at this figure outside of the package in the daylight is give you a light look at how it looks like glowing in the dark. But NECA really paid attention with these. This is what's really cool. Okay, they really paid attention with styling these things exactly the way that they looked back in 1980. Okay, you got the red eyes, got the mouth that's open. It's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be pretty close. And man, I think that they really nailed it here. Obviously, the body is made up differently, a lot more articulation. Here, this is a 5-point of articulation figure, obviously with just the arms, the head, and the legs. Here, I'm not going to take the time to go over every single point, but generally, you got the neck swivel up and down. You have the arms there. You have the elbows. And this feels like very soft plastic. It just has a different feel than the other Remco figures. the NECA figures that I've had so far, or the Remco-style figures from NECA. Now, also, too, you're going to notice that it has articulation in the knees, obviously in the hips, okay, and then also at the feet. It's got that ball joint down at the end of the feet, so pretty cool. And obviously those very cool claws. Thinking about dogs here or something. No, it's actually claws. Okay, creature claws. And then in the back, this is just really a mere preview of what we're going to actually get with the ultimate Creature from the Black Lagoon figure that's due in August from NECA, which will be the traditional green figure, the color version of the figure, and then they're going to have a black and white one afterwards. But I would imagine the mold is exactly the same. So you get the fins on the back of the neck and the head, and on the back of the legs, on the back of the lower legs, and some little spiky things down there. So yeah, it's a really, really cool figure. I don't know if these figures are of any interest of people who didn't collect the Remco stuff. Maybe there wasn't such a great demand. I mean, I'm seeing these three still at brick and mortar, mostly Target stores seem to be the only ones that carried these Remco style throwback figures. So maybe that's why they went with the exclusive route for San Diego Comic-Con for this one. And I've seen a couple interviews with NECA from the Comic-Con where they stated that the final two will likely be exclusive somewhere online, maybe brick and mortar. I'm thinking Target is going to go back to offering the other two. And again, hopefully for you completists out there, and again, to me, this is my favorite one. If you're a completist, you're going to want to get this figure. Again, unfortunately for some, they weren't aware, or they didn't act fast enough, and they didn't get this figure. So hopefully you're going to get an opportunity either in retail, brick and mortar, online, or again, right now, your only other option is eBay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pause, and I'm going to take this thing into the dark room, put a black light on it, and see what it looks like glowing in the dark. Okay, I am back with NECA's Creature from the Black Lagoon, the glow-in-the-dark version, the Remco style, along with one of the original Remco mini monsters, the glow-in-the-dark version of the Creature from the Black Lagoon. And again, when 40 years pass, you're bound to get some sort of discoloration. As you can see, that happened in the trunk of this figure. Still an awesome looking figure though. And again, it's very nostalgic. So I'm not going to hold anything against it. It's going to happen. So basically what I'm doing here is I have this thing in a light box in my walk-in closet, the darkest room in the house, I guess. And what I'm going to do is hit the lights and give you a look at what this thing actually looks like glowing in the dark. Now, I've had the lights outside a light box going for a few minutes. I'm not sure if it's going to really hold any sort of charge just from those lights and from the natural light when I was starting at the beginning of this review. So your guess is as good as mine when I hit these lights. And what we're going to see is a little bit, not much. Again, that doesn't really surprise me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with the Blacklight pen. I obviously use this pen. The last time I reviewed some glow-in-the-dark figures, actually I did a retro video, a look at the sideshow glow-in-the-dark figures. And I also used the pen, obviously, with the Remco-style NECA figures to give you an idea of what things looks like. There we go. And you get something. It's gonna. I don't know how long you actually got to hit it with a black light to keep that glow going. Obviously, this is a lot less room to cover here. So, and it's a little bit different of a glow. It almost looks like it looks sort of light green to me, but through the camera looking at it, it almost looks more like a mellow yellow sort of color. But this one definitely is green when you hit it, and it glows in the dark. And again, I don't know if there's a time limit you got to put on getting this thing to stay glowing for an extended period of time. Obviously, the black light look is something that you can do just to get a basic idea of how things look. And I'd say that's pretty cool. And I'd say that it actually held that charge pretty good. Now I'm going to move closer just to give you a closer look at this figure, see what it looks like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that glow. That's a great glow. That's a really great glow. Now I'm going to hit this tinier figure to give you a better look there. I'm not sure if it's going to be so focused. It's going to be tough to focus this thing in the dark. But well, yeah, see, now it looks more like a glow green there. More like a bioluminescent green. I'm going to take this one off his feet, get him a little closer for you. There. That's just sit stationary here for a few minutes. Basically, I think what we're going to get here is the head and the shoulders, maybe the top of the arms that are going to glow, and the torso as well. And we're going to take a look at the back, see how that glows. Looks like we're going to have to hit that a lot longer. Now, I don't know if these pens, they run out of their black light capability or whatever after a while. I've had this for a few months, maybe a newer one that you can generally pick up, at a hardware store or whatever. That will give you an idea of what it looks like when you shine these black lights under there. I'm just wondering if you actually posed it under a black light, if you'd get some sort of glow all the time. Not sure. All right, there we go. Yeah, so just going to do this a few more seconds just to give you an idea of what this looks like under the black light. And in the meantime, I'm also going to show you a family picture of what the collection looks like so far. And of course, we have 4 Remco-style NECA figures, 7-inch tall, figures. We're going to start with the Wolfman, and you have the Creature and Frankenstein's monster and the Mummy to finish things off. And as you can see, with them are the original Remco figures. The only difference is the Remco figures I have, apart from the Creature, are not the glow version. So I don't know if I can afford to complete my collection that way by getting the glow versions for the other ones. So I think I'm pretty much happy now, especially with these glow releases coming out from NECA. So again, my name is Tim Lammers, and I review cool movie toys. And you can follow me on this channel at Tim Lammers Films. Please like this page, like this video, subscribe to my cool 2 movie toys videos. I specialize in monster toys, but do other movie toys, some TV toys, different things like that. I got another San Diego Comic-Con exclusive coming that I thought was pretty cool, so I had to order it, so that should be coming up on the channel soon. Tell all your monster-loving friends, your Creature from the Black Lagoon loving friends. Again, my all-time favorite Universal movie monster, at least the design of it. It is so flippin' cool, and I don't think they'll ever top it. So if they're going to remake it, you better go with this version, baby, because I think a lot of people are going to be unhappy. So thanks for watching this video, and happy toy hunting, everybody.